Our minds are not precise clocks. They're more like old mechanisms that sometimes get stuck, gears grinding quietly in the background. Time doesn't always move forward smoothly for us. Sometimes it hesitates, caught on a memory or a moment we can't quite let go of. When we finish something, it's filed away, tucked neatly into the archives of our minds. But unfinished business, an unsent message, a risk not taken, a conversation left hanging, lingers in the corners of our thoughts, refusing to be forgotten. These unresolved moments freeze in our minds, replaying endlessly, looping back when we least expect them. They become mental bookmarks, marking pages we never finished reading. This is the Zeigarnik Effect. Our brains remember incomplete tasks more vividly than finished ones, as if the mind refuses to close the book until the last word is written. Unfinished business becomes the birthplace of regret, echoing as moments where time fractured, where we wonder what might have been if we'd only acted differently. We move forward, but part of us stays tethered to what's unresolved, like a shadow that stretches behind us, quietly shaping our present. These moments weigh on us, like pocket watches we can't put down, each one a reminder of a story left unfinished, a chapter left unwritten. The conversations we rehearse, the apologies we never give. These are our attempts to find closure, to wind the clock forward and let time move on. But the hands of the clock remain still, unmoved by our wishes, marking the silence of what's left unsaid. Unfinished business lingers, a quiet hum beneath our days, a subtle tension that colours even our happiest moments. It's not the past that haunts us, but the possibilities that never became real, the alternate paths we imagine, the choices we never made. We carry these frozen moments, waiting for a resolution that may never come, hoping for a sense of peace that remains just out of reach. And so, the story remains open, demanding our attention, quietly asking us to turn the page and finally bring time back to life. From unfinished moments and paths not taken, a ghost emerges, the phantom self, haunting the corridors of our imagination. This is the version of us who made the other choice, took the job, stayed in the relationship, spoke up when we stayed silent, or walked away when we clung on. The phantom self is strangely familiar, sharing our memories and dreams up to the very point of divergence, then branching off into a life we can only imagine. It lives in a realm of pure potential, where every decision leads to perfect outcomes, untouched by the messiness of real life. We, meanwhile, face the reality of daily life, its messiness, disappointments, and the unpredictability that comes with being human. The phantom self is a projection of our deepest longings, a yardstick we use to measure our own reality, often harshly. We meet this ghost in our most vulnerable moments, during loneliness, boredom, regret, or when we wonder what might have been. It whispers that a better life is being lived by someone almost like us, just out of reach, just beyond the choices we made. But this comparison is unfair. We measure our reality against a fantasy that never had to face our struggles or setbacks. The phantom self is sculpted from our insecurities, our dreams, and the stories we tell ourselves about what could have been. It embodies our regret and the potential we feel we've lost, carrying the weight of every "what if" we've ever wondered. Living with this ghost means living with a constant sense of loss, a quiet ache for the lives we never lived. It's a silent companion, always present, reminding us of the person we believe we failed to become and urging us to make peace with our own story. We view our unlived lives like distant, perfect islands, beautiful from afar, They're flaws hidden by distance. Our imagination edits out the difficulties, creating a paradise of what if. The job we didn't take, the relationship we ended, these become idealized, stripped of their real challenges. This is a coping mechanism, a way to process disappointment by imagining a better alternative. But it's a treacherous comfort, keeping us from engaging with our present. Every path has its own regrets and frustrations. Even the phantom self would have its own what-ifs. The distant shore only seems perfect because we're not there. True contentment begins when we look at the ground beneath our own feet. The what-if is a powerful melody, promising a better world just out of reach. It's most seductive when we struggle, offering escape into a fantasy where one decision could have solved everything. This imagined life is tailored to our deepest desires: love, success, freedom. But the danger is paralysis. We become passive, convinced our best life is already lost. The what if drains our motivation to improve the present. To resist, we must see the fantasy for what it is: a beautiful fiction. We can acknowledge the sadness, but refuse to chase the phantom. Real life requires us to focus on the imperfect journey we're actually living. Every choice closes a door to another possible life. Regret is standing before that closed door, mourning the self that never was. This grief is real, a private sorrow for a potential that's expired. We feel it when we see others living the lives we almost chose. There are no rituals for mourning our phantom selves, so we carry this grief quietly. But acknowledging it is crucial. We can say goodbye to the artist, the traveller, the lover we might have been. This isn't about dwelling on loss, but honouring it. By consciously mourning, we free ourselves to focus on the life we're actually living. Only then can we truly inhabit the room we're in. Imagine a wardrobe filled with clothes for lives you never lived. Outfits chosen for dreams that never quite became reality. These unworn outfits represent the roles you could have played, the paths you almost took, and the possibilities you once imagined for yourself. We keep them as links to our phantom selves, but they weigh us down, quietly reminding us of what might have been. Holding on keeps us stuck, unable to make space for who we are now or for the person we're becoming. Letting go is hard, but necessary. It's an act of courage to release what no longer serves us. Each item we release is a small goodbye to a cherished fantasy, a gentle acceptance that we are choosing a different story. The wardrobe becomes lighter, and we see what truly fits our present life, what actually brings us comfort and joy. This isn't erasing the past. It's choosing to live in the present, honouring who we are right now. Our identity is shaped by the choices we've made, not the infinite potentials we've left behind, or the versions of ourselves we never became. By letting go, we walk more freely on the path we're actually taking, embracing the life that is truly ours. Regret is like the sting of thorns on a path we've chosen. Its purpose isn't to torment, but to teach us to navigate better next time. Regret is a mental simulation, helping us learn from mistakes without repeating them. The pain is a signal. Notice this. Remember this. Choose more wisely in the future. The problem comes when we see regret as punishment, not guidance. We get stuck, berating ourselves instead of learning. To use regret constructively, we must treat it as information, not shame. Ask, What is this regret trying to teach me? When we do, regret becomes a strict but wise mentor. It helps us find a clearer path forward. Regret, used well, becomes a compass pointing to our true values. The things we regret most reveal what matters most to us. Instead of self-blame, we can ask, what did I truly value in that lost opportunity? Regret becomes a map, highlighting what we need to seek now. Our mistakes become waypoints, not scars. The compass doesn't point us back, but forward from where we stand. The ghosts of our past are there to teach, not torment. By listening, we walk on with greater wisdom and intention. Our lives are constellations, unique patterns formed by every choice, joy, and regret. There are no wrong stars. Each is essential to our story. To find peace, we must accept our constellation as the only one we could have made. The phantom selves are distant stars, beautiful, but not ours to live. Reconciliation comes when we appreciate the whole pattern, not judge individual moments. Our present self was forged by every twist and detour. The phantom self could never have led us here. Our life is not a consolation prize, but a singular, unrepeatable story. The ghosts of what might have been become distant, adding depth to our own light. Your story is enough, always has been, always will be.